Hello there, Star Wars fans and collectors, and welcome back to another Star Wars figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Black Series, Darth Vader from Return of the Jedi. This is a figure that was released last year to commemorate the anniversary to Return of the Jedi, and I actually got this figure back in March of this year at WonderCon, and I've actually wanted this figure for a while now. I wasn't able to get it when he first came out, given that he was a highly sought out figure, and the value went up on this figure for this figure when I tried to shop online. So the vendor that was selling it sold for a decent price. He didn't sell it for the retail price given the value, but he sold it for a price that was around 35 bucks, and that was a fair price, for a figure with high value. And I wasn't going to spend a lot of money online, it's ridiculous. But anywho, this is a figure that is not bad, but I don't think it's perfect. I probably give this figure 8 out of 10. The articulation is great, detailing is great, the removable helmet accessory is great as well. But I don't think it's the perfect Vader in terms of this, helmet sculpt, and maybe the detailings on his face underneath and whatnot, but it's still a great figure when it comes to the other aspects like the articulation, like I said, and the features and whatnot. And this is a vast improvement compared to the Vader that came out in 2014. That one also had a removable helmet, but the helmet just looked weird. It was way too big and stuff. So this one is a vast improvement. So again, it's a good Vader, but not the best or perfect Vader out there. But I do recommend you get this one because it has the helmet feature, and it still looks great on display. It doesn't look doesn't look bad. I know I was sort of criticizing the figure itself, but it's not a bad figure. So it's the pros outweigh the cons in terms of this figure. So I just want to be clear. It's still a good figure, but I'm complaining about the little flaws that it has as a collector and as a reviewer for the channel. But anyway, enough of that. Before we take a look at the figure itself, let's take a look at the packaging that it comes in. The packaging is a recreation of the Kenner card back from the 1980s, and they got the specs correct. We do have the 4th anniversary commemoration on the top left corner. Warning choking hazard age 4 and up on the top right. And we got a picture of Vader on the Death Star, and he is pointing at me or you or whoever's looking at the card back. And if I'm not mistaken, Kenner had actually used this picture for the Return of the Jedi card back, because when they released Vader in the Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back lineup or wave of figures, they reused the same picture of Darth Vader from A New Hope, where he's on the Death Star fighting Obi-Wan. This one they when Return of the Jedi came out in '83, Kenner used this picture, and Hasbro is recreating the card back by using the same picture for historical accuracy. So it's great to see a different photo of Darth Vader on a card back, especially on a recreated a modern recreation of the original Kenner card backs from the 1980s. So anyway, that's the front. The back is pretty much the same compared to the other Black Series retro carded figures. We have other figures in the line, or in the wave. For this wave, this is Return of the Jedi. So we got other figures in the wave like Rebel Commando, Luke Skywalker as Jedi Knight. I actually reviewed this figure not too long ago, so check it out if you haven't already. Darth Vader, that's the one we're reviewing. The Emperor's Royal Guard. I actually picked this up recently, and I bought two. I bought one loose, and I bought one in the red and black packaging from the from 2017, 2018, and they took those figures and re-released them on the retro cards. So I'll review this in the future, and just keep in mind I bought one loose and I bought the other one on the red and black card or packaging. So you're not going to see the retro card when I review the figure. Anyways, I got R2D2. The first hand down here is in English. The rest of it are in different languages. It says commemorate the 4th anniversary of Star Wars Return of the Jedi with figures from the Black Series. featuring classic design and packaging. Bottom's the same, and that is it for your packaging. So let's get back to the figure. Vader comes with multiple accessories, that being a removable helmet and a removable mask. The mask is very detailed. You got, I don't know if you can see, you got like these maroon tinted lenses. You got detailing on specs on top of his helmet. It looks very nice. And so yeah, there's the inside of the helmet. Looks pretty cool. And we also get to see Anakin Skywalker's head sculpt. And the likeness of Sebastian Shaw isn't accurate, in my opinion, for this figure. I know the first one that came out had a better likeness to Sebastian Shaw. Or in my opinion, I think the first figure that came out had a better likeness to Sebastian Shaw. Even that figure itself wasn't a perfect figure. This one just looks kind of like it looks like a vague resemblance to Sebastian Shaw. I don't know if they weren't able to nail his sculpt, or if his estate has issues with Hasbro using his likeness. I don't know, but it doesn't look like Sebastian Shaw much. But they did a great job with the face details, like the burnt scars, the scars on top of his head. It looks nice, actually. It looks pretty gross too. But other than that, in terms of the likeness, it's not close to Sebastian Shaw, and he should be more pale, given that in both versions of Return of the Jedi he is pale. Obviously the original version had eyebrows, the newer version removed the eyebrows, but he was still pale nonetheless. But it's, you know, whatever. He's packaged with this amputated forearm, and the forearm has these like wiring details, and it's to resemble his mechanical hand being chopped off by Luke, and it looks great. It's not super detailed, but you can see some effort and work put into this, so it looks fine the way it is. And you can remove this and put his alternate hand onto his arm. So this is another accessory, and so you can take the right hand, and peg it to the arm. Now, one thing to note is that the wrist and the forearm are separate, so you can remove those too, and you can peg it onto the arm, and you're all set. His other accessory is, of course, his lightsaber hilt and separate blade that you can either detach or attach to the figure. And of course, like all the other Vaders, you can take the blade off and hook the hilt to the belt right here. And you see that little hook right there? You can hook the saber to the belt. And I believe the body is a reuse of other Vaders in the Black Series, with some slight modifications and repaints. I think I did a comparison of all my other Vaders in my Empire Strikes Back Vader review, so check that out if you haven't had a chance. And so I'm not going to go too much in comparisons in this video, excuse me, but it's one thing to note. So articulation that Vader has is a ball joint at the head, lower neck is on a ball joint, hinge shoulders, hinge elbows, swivel forearm. I want to say a ball joint at the forearm. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna go for swivel forearm. It's more of a swivel. Hinge wrists, hinge hips, swivel upper thigh, hinge knees, hinge ankles, and I forgot to mention he has a ball joint at the waist. And overall, it's not a bad figure, like I mentioned. It's still a great figure, but it's not perfect. I do have some nitpicks about this figure, but for the most part, it's a vast improvement compared to the first Vader that came out back in 2014, or I think it was 2013, but it was around that time. I don't have that figure, and I don't plan on getting that figure anytime soon because it's outdated and it just doesn't look right to me. So yeah, again, it's an improvement of the first Vader, but this Vader is not the best Vader you'll probably expect in the Black Series, let alone from Hasbro itself. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Thank you for watching as always. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the bell icon, and I will see you in the next video. May the Force be with you, and have a great rest of your day or night. Bye.